Hi, this is Stephen. If you want to ask a question for the Ask Me Anything episode, you must send it this week. You can literally ask me anything, whether it's about the news or something completely different. Send me an email to podcast@send7.org or a voice message at speakpipe.com/send7. Or if you are a Send7 supporter, you can leave your question in the community section. You must send them this week. Good morning, this is Send7 World News in 7 minutes. I'm Stephen Devincenzi. Today is Monday, the 10th of August, 2026. Starting in the Americas today, in Mexico, 58,000 students have to resit an exam because of suspected cheating. There have been protests since the decision of the National Autonomous University of Mexico that the entrance exam must be retaken in person after a fully remote version of the test led to suspicious results, according to the university. In Costa Rica, there were protests against the government of President Laura Fernandez and former President Rodrigo Chavez this weekend. Protesters say that the government is diluting democracy and removing the independence of the judiciary. According to the Economist Democracy Index, Costa Rica is one of the most democratic countries in the world, with a stronger democracy than France, Belgium, or the United States. In the United States, Todd Blanche, a former lawyer of President Donald Trump, has been confirmed as the new United States Attorney General in a 50-49 vote in the Senate. The Republicans have 53 senators. However, one did not vote and two voted against confirming Blanche, along with 47 Democrats. One of the Republicans who voted against confirming Blanche, Senator Lisa Murkowski, said that Blanche was making the politicization and weaponization of the Justice Department worse. Also in the United States, President Donald Trump has signed 2 executive orders aimed at stopping birthright citizenship, the right of anyone who is born in the United States to US citizenship. In June, the Supreme Court stopped a previous attempt by Trump to end birthright citizenship, saying that it is part of the Constitution. Signing the new executive orders, Trump said that it was originally intended for the children of slaves, but was today being exploited through birth tourism.
This was done right after the Civil War. This was for the babies of slaves. And what's happening now, people are building businesses around it. From wealthy people are building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it's supposed to work. It's a disgrace. They're buying their way in, and we're not going to let it happen.
In Canada, a state of emergency has been declared in the state of British Columbia after wildfires have caused tens of thousands of people to leave their homes. Asia. Israel has rejected a United States-approved 15-point peace plan for Gaza. In a statement yesterday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israeli forces will not withdraw from Gaza until Hamas is completely disarmed. Hamas disarming is one of the points of the plan, but Netanyahu said that this must happen first. Saudi Arabia, Turkiye, and Pakistan have signed a joint protection agreement. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said that the agreement was technically the same as NATO's Article 5, which requires each country to come to the other's assistance if it is attacked. Yemen's Houthi group said this weekend that they had attacked a port held by the Yemeni government and an oil facility in Saudi Arabia. Yemen's government military said that 4 of its soldiers were killed in the Houthi attack. In Japan, game company Nintendo has reported a large jump in profits. Profits grew over 50% in the second quarter compared to the first quarter, partially because of a refund of United States tariffs, which had been paid after the United States Supreme Court declared them illegal. Africa. In Spain, extra forensic scientists have been brought to the exclave of Ceuta to help in the identification of people who died during the rush into Ceuta of 2 weeks ago. Out of 80 bodies that were found, only 4 have been identified so far, and an office at the border with Morocco has been opened for Moroccan families to supply DNA samples if their relative is missing. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, over 300 passengers of a river ferry close to the capital Kinshasa have been tested for Ebola after the suspected death of a passenger of Ebola on board. Some reports said that the boat started in Chopo, which is a journey of approximately 2 weeks by riverboat. In the current outbreak, Kinshasa has not recorded any cases of Ebola yet, with all 4,000 cases confirmed in the northeast of the DRC. Europe. Danish students will have to orally defend essays in order to combat AI cheating. Education Minister Magnus Heunicke said that new measures will take effect immediately, including writing assignments taking place at school under controlled conditions, including the monitoring of computer screens. Upper secondary students who write assignments at home must make an oral defence of what they have written. In Kosovo, a member of parliament threw eggs at Prime Minister Albin Kurti after he told Parliament that he needed more time for talks with other parties before choosing a Parliament speaker. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited Serbia this weekend for the first time since becoming president in 2019. President Alexander Vučić said that Serbia respects the territorial integrity of Ukraine, including all territory seized by Russia since 2014. Zelensky said that Ukraine does not recognize the independence of Kosovo, which caused Kosovo to remove a giant Ukrainian flag from a building in Pristina. Serbia is probably the country with the highest level of support for Russia in Europe, with many opinion polls taken since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, showing that most Serbians still have a positive view of Russia and of President Vladimir Putin. In an opinion poll taken last year by the International Republican Institute, 78% of the Serbians asked said that they had a favourable view of Vladimir Putin. Spain has said that it will start temporary border checks on people coming from Italy because Italy imposed a similar measure last week in reaction to the situation in Ceuta. And in Iceland, Greenland and Spain, there will be a solar eclipse on Wednesday. For around 2 minutes, the moon will totally block the sun in Iceland's capital Reykjavik and in large parts of northern and eastern Spain. In some other parts of Europe, there will be a partial eclipse. A massive thank you to our newest supporters, Esther in Hungary, Patri in Spain, Ines in Portugal, and Ronaldo in Antarctica. Seriously. Our amazing supporters keep this podcast running, and they get every episode without adverts, bonus episodes, transcripts, vocabulary lists, worksheets, quizzes, and more. And we give 10% of our profit to highly effective charities. Click on the link in the episode description for more information. Warning, our prices will go up in September. So if you want to keep our old lower price, then sign up during August and it won't go up for you. On Wednesday, you will be with Ben Mallet. Have a great day.